Good morning. You're watching Much Ado About Something, and I'm Donna. Well, today is a beautiful day. It almost reminds me of spring. I have a grandbaby with me today, so if you hear him in the background, you'll know that he's here today. Today I gathered all of my bunnies that I have in anticipation of spring. Some of these bunnies I've had for a very long time, and some of them I bought just recently. These two bunnies right here were gray, much like this little hair I have right here. They had about the same finish on them as this does. Well, to give him an aged look and the look that I needed to fit my home environment, I painted him white. I let that dry really good, and then I took this Valspar paint right here, this Valspar antiquing wax, and I put it over the bunnies, and I let it dry, and this is how I got this look, which is the look that appeals to me. I love the aged look of him. I decided to leave this little hair gray because I probably use him in a different area. Now this bunny I've had for a very long time. It's a ceramic bunny, and what I've done with him is gave him a faux verdigree finish. Verdigree is a bluish green color that gets on copper, brass, or bronze surfaces. This is an example of a natural verdigree finish from the garden. This is a copper garden stake, and you can see it's got a light green verdigree finish on it. And as it gets older, this will darken up. But I've done a faux verdigree finish here on this rabbit. And up here, I've got this little sleeping bunny. That's how I achieve the faux verdigree finish is, first I paint the little bunny, I paint it black, and then I take a greenish blue paint. This one's more green than it is blue color, and I've had this one for a really long time. And I just put it on the cloth, and I dampen it over the black surface, and it creates a faux verdigree finish. I think with this white ceramic bunny that I've had for a long time, you can tell by looking at him, I've had him for a long time. He looks more like a hare than a bunny. A hare has sharper features and longer ears, I think, than a bunny, than just a rabbit. But I think I'm going to put some antique and wax on this bunny to make him look more like the two there. And then I think I'll put the verdigree finish on the little sleeping bunny and show you how to do that. Sorry for the shaky video for a minute until I get this adjusted for you. We'll do this white one and just put the antique and wax on him first. Of course, the tools you'll need are your antique and wax, white paint. He's already white, so I'm not going to repaint him. I'm just going to put a finish on him. Something to open your paint with. And then something to put your antique and wax on with. I'm choosing just a white terry cloth here to do that with. Just a scrap cloth. Well, since there's some paint on the lid, I'm going to go ahead and use that. And what it does when you put this finish on is it'll darken some areas and leave others light. And that'll give it a textured look to it. Now, I like mine to look really well weathered. You can leave this as light or dark as you want. If you want it lighter, you just rub more of the antiquing wax off. If you want it darker, you just leave more of it on. But you just rub it into the grooves of whatever you're wanting to give this finish to. He's got some little cracks and crannies, so it's taken a few minutes to get it rubbed on. And you can tell when you put it on that it darkens his little crevices. In this case, since bunnies are furry, that's, you know, these little indentions would be an indication of their fur. So you just darken that up some. With the antiquing wax. And you can see the difference. That's the side I hadn't done. This is the side that we have done. That gives him a really old antique look, like he's been around for a while. Gives him a patina, enhances his texture, and just makes him more appealing. And of course you can leave on as much of the wax as you want, or you can wipe off a lot of it and give it a different look. But to be sure to get down in those little crevices. We'll get his little tail there. I also have some spar urethane that when these dry, I'm going to coat them with the urethane to give them a little more protection. I have used these outside, and I've also used them inside. I love to bring the outdoors in when I decorate inside the house here. And one of the ways to do that is to bring some of the things that you have to accent your garden in and just accent your room. Well, there he is. He's all waxed up. He has a patina to him that he didn't have before. I think he looks a lot more interesting than he did, being plain white. This one I coated heavily, and it was the rosin, so it took the paint and wax a little different. This little ceramic bunny, he has his own unique look. And now we have this little black bunny here that we've already painted him black. And we're going to open this paint here and give him a faux verdigree finish. Now this paint I've had for a very long time, but all you would have to do is just get this color. You could get a color that looked greenish or bluish, whatever your preference is, to give it a verdigree finish. I think this one looks more blue, doesn't it? So slightly green. It's just much lighter than what the finish that I'm trying to put on these little bunnies. Now, I do the exact same thing with these bunny that I do with the other bunny, but instead of painting him white, I've got him painted black, and I just stir the paint a little bit. And then I take the same kind of technique and just take a cloth that's clean and just kind of dab on the verdigree color. Now you can put as much of this on as you like, or as little as you like. See, if you just put a little on him, then more black will show through, and he won't be as green. I kind of have a tendency to be heavy-handed in the verdigree, in the sponging technique that we're just tapping this paint on with here. This would be a good technique to do on a bird bath or even clay pots. Just paint them black and put a verdigris finish on them. I mean, it's so classic and so beautiful. You just cannot get anything more beautiful than a natural finish. And a verdigris finish is something that naturally happens to copper and bronze and brass when it's not regularly cleaned, when it's left outside in a lot of moisture. Now I'm going to leave a lot of his little cracks black right there where he's all cuddled up. And there he is. You could take white and go over him and lighten it up just like the natural verdigris finish here. I didn't want to copy this finish exactly. I just wanted to get an idea. But you see the speckled look of the natural verdigris on this copper. And as this ages, it'll get darker and darker. I just wanted to give an idea of him like this one, like I did this one here, of the verdigris finish on him, not necessarily. But you could take white and just dab over it and lighten it. You can get that a lighter finish. I prefer this darker color. But when these dry, I'm going to put a polyurethane or a spar urethane indoor-outdoor finish on these just to keep them looking fresher and newer for a little longer. Now this little bunny, I don't have to do anything to him. He's just a little ceramic candle holder from Party Light, and I'm just going to leave him like he is. But I liked him because these little sleeping animals are just so cute. And then here are all of them with their finishes, except the little gray bunny, and he's just in his natural finish, the little gray hair. Well, I thank you for joining me today. I hope I inspired you to get outside and do something different. Inspired you to get an old bunny and give it a fresh new look, or anything, a bird bath or a pot or anything that you might use out in your garden and use inside if you're doing a garden theme. I thank you today for joining me, and like always, until next time.